This thing on? There we go. Everybody else didn't have to hold it so close. Yeah, we're actually in an old timber building, so we can appreciate how far acoustics have come. If anybody's been in those old post and beam buildings downtown Toronto, you can hear somebody tapping their foot from across the building. So yeah, really appreciate acoustics. They're super important in mass timber buildings. Thanks everybody for being here. Element 5 is super excited to be an industry partner for this event. Perfect. And yeah, thank you for Rotoglass and Brookfield for putting this on. It's great to be with such great speakers, Franco and Patrick earlier. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes. I know everybody's probably dying for a coffee. I'm not sure if they're serving bourbon yet, but coffee would be good right about now. I just wanted to share some exciting news with Element 5, give you guys a couple updates on some of the exciting projects that are happening across the industry. And as Patrick said earlier, we're kind of at the precipice of this industry exploding. And especially, we're seeing a lot of this business really pick up on the eastern half of the country here. So really well situated for Element 5, and hopefully everybody in this room is excited about that growth as well. So we can figure this out. So we've got some exciting news. So our factory is just 2 hours down the road from Toronto in St. Thomas, Ontario. So we actually broke ground on this factory in November 2019. It's a 140,000 square foot facility with a CLT and glulam automated lines. We are actually now just broken ground on an expansion, so we're actually bumping out the factory and adding an additional 70,000 square feet to increase our capacity for glulam, for CNC work, for floor space, for prefabrication, for things like our clip system. So really exciting that just in the 2.5 years that this factory's been fully certified and operational, we're already expanding. So that really shows the demand and growth and excitement in the mass timber industry. And yeah, we're really happy that this is hopefully just the first phase of our expansion as well. So just wanted to share that news with you guys and have an open invitation if anybody wants to come down and do a tour of the factory. I'm usually down there about once a week showing architects, engineers, developers around the factory. It's pretty wild to see the level of automation and the amount of wood fiber coming in and out of the factory. So. And then on the factory, we're putting, because we couldn't just have a steel building, we've got a little bit of flack for having a mass timber, automated mass timber line in a steel building. So we're putting this beautiful mass timber addition on the factory. So this is a rendering of the post and beam and CLT addition going on the factory in St. Thomas. It's really one of the first times I'm seeing it as well, but super excited that we're broken ground finally on this and should have this operational soon. This thing's really finicky. So I wanted to go through and just, not to pat ourselves on the backs for all the cool projects we're doing. We are doing some cool projects with industry partners across North America here, but really just highlight, that we're at the beginning of this growth phase in the industry. So there's a lot of mass timber firsts out there right now. I've heard a lot of comments just through the sessions today and last night that really pertain to some of these projects that we're doing. So mass timber first from Element 5. This one is really special. So there was a comment last night at the Affordable Housing Project, our panel talking about, are we going to do more industrial and more retail space at a mass timber? So Prologis is an industrial commercial real estate developer, and they have just announced that they are doing a 243,000 square foot industrial distribution center in Brampton on a full mass timber. So this is a ridiculously large project for a mass timber building. Here in Ontario, and it's got some massive glulam members. So not your typical typology for what we've seen for mass timber. There's some 50 and 60 foot spans on this, so some massive glulam girders and purlins, but really showing that this typology has a potential for huge growth in the sector. So we're super excited to be the mass timber supplier on this one, and I think it is going to be the first mass timber commercial distribution center in North America. So pretty cool. Affordable housing, that was the panel last night, and Element 5 has been, really proud to be on the forefront of mass timber, implementing mass timber into affordable housing. So if anybody's interested in doing some affordable housing projects, you can talk to Patrick Chouinard, who is spearheading that part of the industry with Element 5. But this is the Block Line Road project that we did in Kitchener with Edge Architects. So about a 25,000 square foot building, we put it up in just 18 days. So can really extract a lot of value out of the speed of mass timber with these projects. This is the Enbridge Operations Center. I believe it's the first commercial building done in Ottawa. It's about a 70,000 square foot post and beam operation and office space for Enbridge, and Enbridge is actually doing 2 more of these buildings in Ontario, one in Halton Hills and one in Toronto. So very cool that Enbridge, oil and gas, is really taking a sustainability approach with their buildings. This one is really cool. If anybody's driving down the QEW past Oakville, you'll see the Audi dealership, and it's got a brand new EV charging station, which Element 5 supplied the glue lamp for. So I believe that's the first EV charging station with mass timber integrated into it in North America, so very cool. And you've got the largest city in Canada and the United States has just recently changed the code in November, I believe, of last year to allow for CLT projects to be implemented in the 5 boroughs in New York City. So this is one of the first approved projects to use CLT in New York City. This is a picture I took on site just 2 weeks ago. So it's a 5-story multifamily building in Brooklyn, going up extremely fast in a very hectic area, obviously in New York City. So it's great to see some mass timber being implemented into New York City. And Michigan, the Midwest, with Element 5 being so close to Michigan, Ohio, these are areas that have been really underlooked at, I would say, or underutilized with mass timber. So this is a beautiful design just north of Chicago on Muskegon Lake by Jason Korb. Jason Korb also did the Ascent Tower, which is the tallest mass timber building in the world currently. So Element 5 is doing a few projects with this development. This is the first one that's actually going to manufacturing here in the next couple weeks. So very exciting design from Jason Korb. Walk back here every time. And we're starting to expand outwards. So Denver, Colorado, and the whole Colorado area. We've just picked up four buildings here in Golden, Colorado. This is utilizing a lightwood frame hybrid technology, so hybrid approach, sorry. We're using lightwood frame vertical walls and CLT floor deck. We're starting to see more and more of that. And if you stick around for my speech tomorrow, I'll talk a little bit more about that approach. And again, with the Midwest, so first mass timber building going into Cincinnati. We're actually starting to deliver this project next week. This is headquarters for Photo Focus and also partially a museum. So very exciting. We're starting to get mass timber into some of these more American cities. And then we have Trinity College right here in Toronto. So this is actually called the Lawson Center of Sustainability. It's about 160,000 square foot student residence going downtown campus at University of Toronto. This is very cool for a few reasons. Obviously, it's a large mass timber project, but this actually has our prefabricated wall envelope system on it. So you can see the masonry envelope. We're actually prefabricating the CLT as the wall backing for the envelope, the air vapor barrier, insulation, which is 8 inches of rock wool insulation, and ferro clips acting as brick ties. And that's all being prefabricated at the Element 5 factory in St. Thomas and transported to site. So that's going to greatly reduce the amount of labor on site, the amount of noise and construction downtown at the U of T campus. So very cool prefabricated wall assembly that we're very, very proud to be working on with the team. So yeah, let's get that coffee. But yeah, stick around for tomorrow and the rest of the show today. Some great speakers tomorrow, and I think, yeah, we're all excited for it. So thank you, everybody.